Good afternoon, everyone. We'll wait for another couple of minutes before we start today's session. For those who have joined on Zoom, uh, if you have already attended the Smart Attendance chatbot training before and you already are aware of how to use the chatbot, you can skip today's session. The same applies for the people who have joined on YouTube. If you have already attended the session and you know about the chatbot, you can skip today's session. Today's session is for those teachers who have not used the attendance bot before or who are having difficulties or challenges in understanding and using the attendance bot. It is also to answer any queries or questions that you may have on the attendance bot or on how to update your teacher's data on the attendance bot. So thank you. So what we'll do is we'll wait for another 2 to 3 minutes. It's sharp 3 o'clock. We'll give it another 2 to 3 minutes for more people to join, and maybe another 3 minutes we will then start the session. I will put myself on mute now and we'll wait for 3 minutes. Thank you. For those who have just joined us on YouTube, we'll begin the session in another couple of minutes. Great. So without any further ado, we will start today's session. I would like to inform everyone, all right, if any of your colleagues are not able to join today's session is also being recorded and it will be available on YouTube. We will share the links and the details in the channel, in the WhatsApp channel. Additionally, there is another session scheduled on Monday as well at the same time, that's 2nd of September at 3 p.m. So, without any further ado, we'll start today's session. Today's session is going to be a training on how to use the smart attendance chatbot to capture or to mark your teacher's attendance on a daily basis. What I will start off with is I'll give you an overview of what or how the smart attendance bot or what it is exactly, okay, which umbrella it comes under. And then I will do a live demonstration of the attendance bot as well as on how you can update the data on the attendance bot. I hope everyone on YouTube who are watching this on YouTube are able to hear me loud and clear. If you can just post a message in the chat informing me that you can hear me, that would be great, and then we can continue. So, uh, great. I'm assuming everyone can hear me. I've got a confirmation from my colleagues who are monitoring the YouTube chat that you are able to hear me clearly. So, the smart attendance bot comes under Vidya Samiksha Kendra. Vidya Samiksha Kendra is a unit wherein we are trying to capture all the digital initiatives under one umbrella. And in the end, the goal is to help students to learn better, teachers to teach better, as well as officers to decide better. Today's attendance bot serves two purposes. All right. One, it will help you reduce the time that is taken to mark the attendance. Two, basis the attendance that you're marking, officers or administrators will get real time view of the status of teachers or how many teachers are present in which school and in which districts, thus enabling them to provide maybe additional teachers if it is required in any other district. So the vision of Vidya Samiksha Kendra is basically to improve student learning outcomes by analyzing the efficiency of different academic and administrative measures in education. So the platform that Vidya Samiksha Kendra works on is a chatbot which is available on your phone. We use AI. The chatbot is an AI chatbot. All right. It can deliver us right information, right data, right content, and to the right user at the right time. Now, Vidya Samiksha Kendra has got different toolkits for students, for teachers, for parents, and for administrators. Since today's session is only about the smart attendance bot, we will only talk about that. So that comes under the teacher's toolkit because you will be marking your teacher's attendance. So what happens is when you mark attendance, all right, now usually when you used to mark attendance, attendance gets marked on your registers. And then whenever you want to maybe analyze the data or any officers or administrators request for the data, you have to sit down and analyze and maybe do a lot of data entry to get that data to the required officials. So what we are trying to do by digitizing the attendance is to reduce the manual effort of you analyzing the data or you entering the data on the registers. So till it becomes a habit of marking attendance digitally, we will maintain both the methods of marking attendance on registers as well as digitally. And as soon as the habit gets cultured amongst all the schools, which is approximately 1,500 schools, maybe then the government can take a decision on how and when to we move completely to digital attendance. So the first thing you need to do, of course, is register on the application. So what you need to do is download the SwiftChat application. If you're using your Android phone, you can download SwiftChat from the Google Play Store. If you're using an iPhone, you'll have to use SwiftChat in the browser itself. You can just Google SwiftChat, or my colleague will share the SwiftChat link in the chat, and y'all can click on that link and open it in the browser. For Android users, I'll repeat, for Android users, you can download the application in the Play Store. For iPhone users, you can use SwiftChat in your browser. Now, once you download Swift Chat, all right, it will of course ask you for a one-time registration OTP, which when you enter your number, you will get, and you can verify it and then enter into Swift Chat. Now, to enable a better learning session today, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to stick to the slides. I will share the slides in the form of a PDF with you once the session is over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move ahead and move to a live demonstration. So as you can see, I am on my laptop right now. All right. I'm going to start the process of registration. I will enter my number and I will click on send OTP. When I click on send OTP, maybe within a couple of, maybe within a minute, I should get a code. Once I enter the code, all the previous bots or the chat bots that I have used will be visible to me. Now, if you're using it for the first time, you will not be able to see anything over here. These bots that you can see on my screen are state specific bots, and you will not be able to see them unless and until you have the link to the bot. Now, once you have downloaded Swift Chat, the next thing you need is the Smart Attendance Bot link. I would request my colleague Amit, who is on YouTube, to post the Smart Attendance Chatbot link on the group, on the YouTube group. Amit, could you please post the Smart Attendance link? Thank you. Now, my colleague has posted the attendance chatbot link in the group. All right. I'll wait for a couple of minutes. I know there's a slight delay for especially the YouTube users who are listening in. Now, once you click on the Smart Attendance Chatbot link, it will open up. You'll get a few tips and tricks about the bot. Now, on my screen, you can see that I have already registered. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the first time registration process. So, I'm going to go to the first step. I'm going to click on Edit Registration. So as you can see, the first thing it asks me for is the school code. Now for testing purposes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter a test school ID that I have. I have entered the school UDICE code. The school UDICE code is a 11-digit number. If you do not have it, please, I would request you to Google it and you'll get your UDICE code. It's readily available on the UDICE platform as well. Once you enter the 11-digit code, you will the details of your school will populate, which mentions the school code, your school name, your block, and your district. Once you have confirmed that these details are correct, you can click on yes, this is my school. It will then ask you for your teacher code. Now, coming back to the file, the teacher code is a 5-digit unique code that has been assigned by Vidya Samiksha Kendra to all the teachers whose details we have. Each teacher has been given a unique 5-digit code. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take the code of the assistant headmaster, who is Sejal Arulkar here. Please note these are only test IDs, all right? They will not work for you. For you will have to use your actual IDs. I will also show you later on how and where you can get your actual IDs from. Now, once I have entered the teacher code, I will confirm that the name and the designation is correct, and I will click on yes. Now, once I click on yes, I get the option to mark teacher attendance and student attendance. Now, since I am a assistant headmaster, the option I get two options, which is teacher attendance and student attendance. If your designation is anything other than the assistant headmaster, or other than the headmaster or an in charge, you will not get the option to mark the teacher's attendance. The teacher's attendance can only be marked by the head of the school, or the assistant head of the school, or the in charge of the school. Currently, we are only asking you to mark your teacher's attendance and not the student attendance. So I'll start off with the teacher attendance. I will click on teacher attendance. Once I click on teacher attendance, I will get an option over here which says record attendance. I will click on record attendance, and the entire list of teachers will populate on my screen. Now, by default, all the teachers are marked as present. If you need to mark a teacher as absent, you need to click on the drop down and need to select the relevant option. Now, basis our technical limitations, we have kept approximately around 15 different types of leaves or reasons for absence, such as half leave, full leave, holiday, maternity leave, paternity leave, leave without pay, half day, first half and second half. There is childcare leave, earned leave, and discretionary leave. Now, let's assume, for example, that there is a leave. Let's say your teacher is on a casual leave, and that option is not there here. You can then mark the closest or the most relevant option available to you. For example, for casual leave, you can mark as full leave. Moving on to the next teacher. Now let's assume that Mr. Raghunath Sawant, for some reason, midway to the school has been transferred and he is no longer with this school, but he's moved off to another school. Now, till the data gets updated, unfortunately, the name will still show up on the attendance spot. So in that case, if you are not able to find the option or even the most relevant option, you can then mark it as other. Please note, this option is to be selected only if there is no other option available over here which suits the reason. And I'm going to mark one on maternity leave, and I'm going to mark another one, Supriya, let's say on childcare leave, and I will keep two as present. Once I'm done marking this, I will click on submit. Please note that attendance can be marked only once every day. Once you submit the attendance, you will not be able to change the attendance. So I will click on submit. I will get a warning sign with a 20-second timer, which will ask me to either cancel or submit. If I do not cancel within the timer, it will get automatically submitted. So we'll wait for the timer to finish. And the attendance has got submitted. Once you have submitted the attendance of the teachers, you will get a message saying all done. The teacher attendance for school and your school UDIS code has been submitted. Only once you get this message, it means that the attendance of that school has been submitted. and that is it. You can literally mark your teacher's attendance within 1 minute of time given. Now, what happens if, let us say, the headmaster is not aware that Sejal has already marked the attendance? And let us say the headmaster also wants to mark the attendance. So, if they are using the same computer or the same device, and let us say another teacher wants to use and mark the attendance, you can click on this home button, these four small squares that you see here, and click on edit registration. When you click on edit registration, it will ask you if you want to proceed and you will confirm. Once you confirm, it will take you to the first step again where you'll have to enter your school code again. So I'm going to enter the same school code again, but this time I will use a different teacher ID, which is the headmaster's ID. Last time I had used the assistant headmaster's ID. Once I enter the 5-digit code, it will confirm, it will populate the details and I'll confirm it is correct. I will still get the option of taking both the attendance. But if I click on take teacher attendance now, I will get an option, I will get a message that will say the teacher's attendance has already been submitted for today. So as you can see, I can submit the attendance only once in a day. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take another school to show you how the attendance bot looks for an teacher who is not the head of the school. So again, anytime you want to change the details such as the teacher code, or you just want to start back from scratch again, or let us say you're stuck somewhere for any technical reason or anything, all you need to do is click on this home button, these four small squares in the chat that you can see, click on edit registration and confirm to proceed. I will then enter a school code. This is a different school code I'm entering. I will confirm that this is my school. And now what I will do is, rather than entering the details of a head of the school, I'll enter of an assistant teacher. Once I enter the details of an assistant teacher, it will again populate the details. I'll confirm that these details are correct. And now as you can see, it only gives me the option to take student attendance. So right now we are not going to be doing student attendance as of yet because we are still updating the student data. Once that is updated, maybe we'll hold another training session for that. So I'll pause for a minute. The next thing that I'm going to show you is on how to change, or how to update your teacher data, on which file and where you can access the file. I'll show that to you. In the meanwhile, I'll pause for a couple of minutes, and I would invite everyone on YouTube, or even for that matter, if anyone has joined in on Zoom, to ask your questions. My colleague will pass on the questions to me and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. So I'll pause maybe for 5 minutes. All right. If you have any questions, please put them up in YouTube and I'll be happy to take them. So I do see someone has asked questions. Just give me a minute. Let me just populate the question on my screen. So we have got 3 to 4 questions, and I will read them out aloud, and then I'll answer them as well. So the first question by Urmila Mukar. The question is, what about the trained English teachers who are working for 3 days in one school? How to mark their attendance? Urmila, good question. All right. So I'll go back to the bot and let me show you how it works. All right. Great. So I hope everyone can see my screen. I'm going to show now is in case of teachers who are teaching in more than one school. And the best example for that is the English teachers that we have who are teaching in more than one government school, right? How do you mark their attendance? So let me just enter a school code here. I'll enter the school code. I'll confirm the school. I'll enter the teacher code. I'll confirm yes. And I'll click on take teacher attendance. Click on record attendance. So, Umila, your question was, what if a teacher is teaching in more than one school? For example, the English teachers. So let us assume Anupa is a trained English teacher and she is coming 3 days in your school and 3 days in another school. For the 3 days that she is in your school, you will mark the teacher as present. For the other 3 days where the teacher is not coming in your school, we are working on putting up an option which says teaching in an other school. Until then, you can mark the attendance for Anupa as other. The same teacher Anupa name should also be there in the other school that she is teaching. So when you mark in your school as other, in the other school, Anupa should be marked as present. So I'll repeat it. The 3 days that she is coming in your school, you will mark the teacher as present. For the 3 days that she is going to the other school, you will mark as other. The next question is from Sabina Gomes. Sabina Gomes is saying that she is the bot is not asking her for the UDICE code. Sabina, okay. Sabina, have you clicked? So what you need to do is you need to click on the attendance chatbot. If you can just drop us a message, all right, or you can even contact us on the phone, we'll be happy to guide you. I will still show you again what needs to be done. So what you see on my screen now is the Swift Chat application. Once you download the Swift Chat application, you need to get the smart attendance bot. So step one is download Swift Chat bot. Step two is you need to click on the Smart Attendance Chatbot link. I will ask my colleague to put both the links in the YouTube chat. Amit, if you can just put in step 1, download Swift Chat and the link. Step 2, download Swift Chat and put the attendance link. Once you do that, all right, you will be able to access the attendance bot. Of course, it will ask you for some general messages first. It will welcome you to the bot. You just proceed and it will then ask you the school code. If you're still facing an issue, then what I would suggest you do is please drop us an email. Our email ID is vskde.goa@gmail.com. Send us your name, your UDIS code, your contact number, and if possible, send us a screenshot of the issue that you're facing. Our team will promptly connect with you over a phone call to resolve your issue. Arnav has the next question. What about the lecture based staff? Arnav, all teaching staff attendance needs to be marked on the attendance bot. If you're not able to see a teacher's name on the attendance bot, you need to update the file. Which file and how to update, I will show you after I finish all these questions. Balakrishna, same question. I will show you once I finish off all the questions. I'll show you how to update the teachers list. Deepak has another question. Please mention the time limit to record teachers' attendance in a day. Deepak, good question. So the attendance bot is available from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4:30 in the evening. You need to update the attendance before 4:30 in the evening. Prasanna, right now we are not taking the attendance for non-teaching staff yet, but we will start very soon. The process will remain the same, but currently we are only focusing on the teaching staff attendance. Pradnya's question, if we have a local holiday for the school, then what to mark? Good question again. So I'll go back to the bot, and what I'm going to do is I will show you what you need to do. So I'm going to enter the school code again. Once I enter the school code, I will confirm. I will enter the teacher ID. I will confirm. I will click on take teacher attendance, record attendance, and there is an option called holiday. If it is a holiday due to a festival maybe celebrated locally, you can mark holiday. If it's any other sort of holiday where only your school is getting a holiday, there's an option called discretionary holiday as well. So you have two options. There is a discretionary holiday and there is an option for holiday as well. Bharti Pidnikar's question is she is not getting the teacher's attendance option. Bharti, only if you're the head of the school and it is updated on the file, then only you will get the option to take teacher's attendance. If not, again, once I finish the questions, I will show you how the data can be updated. Suchita has a question from Morpilla Kepe. New teacher has joined this month. I want to add her data. There is no space to join. So Suchita, I will again show you how you can add the details. There is an option called just add rows and you can add the teacher details. Again, I will show it to you after I take the questions. Emily has a question, how to delete retired and transferred teachers from the list. So very important, Emily, you will not delete you will not delete any retired teachers or transferred teachers from the list. You just have to mark them as inactive. If you delete them from the list, I will not know which record or which name you have deleted. So even if you delete it from the file, it will not get deleted from the bot. So you need to mark it as inactive. Again, I will show you how that has to be done on the file. Cheryl Fernandez, hi sir, we are taking the attendance, but since a new update, the school headmaster's ID is not working, hence we can't attend the attendance. Kindly help. Cheryl, if you can please reach out to us via the VSK email ID, vskde.goa@gmail.com. We have fixed this issue. However, if you're still facing the issue, we will have to double check and see if there's anything particular wrong with your school. All right. If you can also alternatively just post your question again in the chat along with your school UDIS code, we can double check and get back to you. Dhanashri Patel says, what about temporary teachers? Temporary teachers also attendance needs to be marked as they are teaching staff. Teachers' attendance can only be marked by the in charge or head of the school or the assistant head of the school, no one else. Rajeshri Redkar has a question. My school is GH Turperne, Goa. We have updated the information, but still our school name is not there on the list provided, nor can I mark the teacher's attendance. Rajeshri, if you can just send us an email, we have updated the data. Your data should be available. If it is not, we will double check and get back to you. If you can just drop us an email to vskde.goa@gmail.com, then we will be able to help you. Pratiksha Naik Kalangutkar has a question. Teacher is on CCL, but her name is deleted from the list. Pratiksha, again, if you have deleted the name from the list, please add the name again to the list. All right. Add the teacher details. All right. And you'll have to mark the teacher as inactive. Again, I will show you all how to mark it as inactive. If you forget to submit the data, Shujan, unfortunately not. There is nothing you can do. The attendance bot is available from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4:30 in the evening. There, if you forget to mark the attendance between that window, you will not be able to mark the attendance. So that's why we have launched the attendance bot, right? We've done it in batches, right? Initially, it was only for a few selected schools, and now it is for all Goa. We are only sticking teacher attendance now because we want you to get into a habit of marking the attendance on the bot, so that once you get that habit, maybe slowly in the near future we may be able to remove the registry system. So Ranjita has a question. I'm in charge of two schools. I'm marking attendance but my school in charge teacher is not getting the option. Ranjita, we have noted this issue. We are fixing it. It should get fixed today or tomorrow, and your school in charge teacher, if the designation is updated, will be able to mark as well. Because putting the email ID on the bot is optional. It is not mandatory to put the email ID. You can skip that step. Ernestine, okay, can you please drop us an email again? My colleague will post the email ID in the chat, vskde.go@gmail.com. Send us your name, your UDIS code, and we will check why it has stopped. My apologies for the inconvenience. From St. Anne's School, if primary and high school section have two different UDIS codes, how would HM mark the attendance for both section? So, the person who has asked this question. So both schools, primary and high school, would be treated as two different schools. You need to have an HM for one school. Maybe you can have assign the designation for a teacher as an in charge for the primary school. All right. You'll have to give that designation to someone on the file to another teacher so that another teacher can mark the primary school attendance. Alternatively, you can also add your headmaster's name to both the schools. All right, so the your headmaster or headmistress will get the option of marking attendance for both the schools. So any questions regarding how to add names or how to edit the names of teachers, I will show you all in a couple of minutes. I will skip those questions so that I can show you all exactly how it can be updated. Pratima, in charge teachers, it should have been updated today. All right. If not, it will get updated by tomorrow. Rest assured, you should be able to be able to mark the attendance. Raja Naik has a question. Where should I mark the teacher attendance? Raja Naik, my colleague has posted the links in the chat. Step one, you need to download the Swift Chat application. Step two, you need to click on the attendance bot link, and then you can start. You can enter your school details and mark the attendance of your teachers. All right. Once you mark the attendance for your teachers, that attendance bot, the attendance chatbot, gets automatically stored on the Swift Chat application. You do not always have to click the link. Jara Gomes, again, issue noted. Please, again, for us to double check and help you with the issue, send us an email to vskd.go@gmail.com with your UDICE code and your contact number. We'll check and get back to you. Yogita, in charge teachers should get the option either from today or tomorrow. You will be able to mark the attendance. Rest assured, I'll put up a message in the chat the moment it is enabled. What is the role of a VSK coordinator teacher? So the role is currently not defined very clearly because we are, as VSK, we are still in the initial stages of implementing the VSK initiative within the state. uh, Roughly you would be responsible for everything that comes from VSK. That may be including updating your school details, your student details, or any other emails. You will be the main point of contact for VSK. So if VSK wants to speak to anyone from your school, the first person they will contact is you. What to mark for an NSQF teacher appointment on additional charge to another UDICE code? So, Roy, I have repeat. So this is the same as a similar question to English teacher. When the trainer instructor is teaching in your school, you will mark it as present. When not teaching in your school, you will mark it as other. So Priscilla, our school has not started the attendance board. I was asked to attend. I'm not aware of the in charge teacher. So Priscilla, again, I will show you all the Excel file that you'll need to update. All right. uh, how how other teacher will enter her name in her school? Urmila, I will show you how to update the teacher details on this on your files. It is available on App Store for iPhones. Evelyn, application is not available on iPhones in the App Store. It is, you can only use it in the browser. Rajashri, if HM is there in two schools, you can put the teacher's name in both the schools. You need to update the Excel file which we have shared. I will again show you how that can be done. What is the purpose of the attendance bot? The purpose of the attendance bot is to move away from your manual attendance marking on registers. The end goal is that you do no longer mark the attendance on registers, but it gets marked digitally. All right, this will save you time, as well as tomorrow when you want to analyze at the end of the year, you want to pull up an attendance report for your teachers, you should be able to do so. That is the purpose of the attendance bot. Roy, the option to mark a teacher present for the first half or second half is already there on the bot. When you click on the present option, you will get a list of options. At the bottom, there are two options saying half day first half and half day second half. Yes, Maria, you can add the counselor and the lab assistant as well. Subhash Talwar, our school is not registered for this app. What do I do? All right. So Subhash, there are just a few more questions. Once I finish those questions, I'll show you again how to start with the application. GHS Party says one surname is wrong. Again, I'll show you how to change the details. Kalyani Joshi, can we mark the attendance after 11 a.m.? Yes, Kalyani, you have the option to mark the attendance until 4:30 p.m. Rita Dimelo, yes. attendance can be marked for higher secondary schools as well. So again, since there's more than one question on the leaves, half day and first full half and second half. So if you see, there's an option over here: half day first half and half day second half. If your teacher is absent in the first half, if your teacher is absent in the first half, then the teacher has taken the half day in the first half. So you will mark half day first half. If the teacher has taken half day in the second half, you will mark as half day second half. I hope that clears that question. So now I will move to the second part, which is how to update your teacher details. I would request my colleague Amit or Saifo. So this file that you can see here, this is a view only file. There are a total of 1409 schools there on this list. In Goa, we have approximately 1500 schools. If your school is not there on this list, it is because we have never got your teacher data. What you then need to do is you need to send us your teacher details. All right. Or you need to at least send us an email. All right. To vskde.goa@gmail.com and let us know that your school is not on this list, and we will add it there and tell you to fill the data. Now, I would request my colleague Amit and Saifo just to post this link in the chat. All right. So this link has a total of 1412 schools in this list. Each school, there is a UDICE code, and this UDICE code is linked to a external file. If you click on that link, another file will open, which will give you the option of school code, school name, employee code, designation, employee type, etc., etc. Okay. Now, if you want to add more teachers in the list, you can just click on, can you see there's an add button here? You just click on the add button and an additional 1000 rows will get added to the list. So as you can see, there's a color code. All right. Only what columns are marked in green, you only need to fill up those details. If a teacher is retired or transferred from your school, there is a column called is active. You will select that column and mark it as, if the teacher is transferred, you will mark, or retired, you will mark it as no. If not, you will mark it as yes. So let's assume for this school, all the teachers are active. I will mark all of them as active. Employee type, you can select it from the drop down list: contract, part-time, regular, temporary, lecture basis, etc. Designation, there's a list of designations available here. Please select a designation from the drop down list. If a designation is not available within that list, please select the most relevant designation. The employee code is a unique 5-digit code. This will be assigned by us once you update the data. So if you need to add a teacher details here, you will enter the school code and the school name. You will enter the teacher's name. You will assign the designation. You will mention whether it's on contract or permanent staff or regular staff. You will mention whether the teacher is active. You will say yes. You will mention the gender. You will mention the date of birth and the appointment date. That's it. Those are the only details you need to update. Again, I will repeat myself. Do not delete any entries from this sheet. If you delete any entries, we will not know which entries you have deleted. I hope that clarifies the questions on how to add teachers to the list. Again, I'll pause for a couple of minutes. It's a very simple process. You just need to mention the teacher's name in this list. I hope all the teachers who have joined today's YouTube session or Zoom session are also present on the WhatsApp channel. All updates related to Vidya Samiksha Kendra, that is VSK Goa, is posted in the WhatsApp channel, whether it's regarding attendance, whether it is regarding Parak, whether it is regarding any VSK circulars, anything regarding VSK. The first and most important place you would get the update from is on the WhatsApp channel. My colleagues have posted, I'm going to post the WhatsApp channel in the link. If you have not joined that channel, please click on the link and click the follow button so that you can stay updated on the most important updates of VSK. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and if there are any questions, please feel free to share. So, Roy, you have another question. Please clear the doubt about the attendance bot record for teaching staff present during the day. If a teacher is present during second half of the day, okay. So again, let me clarify, right? I'll clarify it again. So, okay, just hold on a minute. Yeah. So when I click on record attendance, if the teacher is present or rather absent in the first half, you will mark as half day first half. If the teacher is absent in the second half, you will mark as half day second half. If you end up maybe making a mistake in selecting the option, all right, it's all right, because for both anyways it is marked as, we understand that the leave is for a half day. We are not looking into calculating which half the teacher is present or absent. It is only for convenience purpose we have put first half and second half. Sorry, my colleague has just told me my screen is not visible, so let me share my screen again. So as I was saying, the option for first half and second half is put in there for the convenience of the teachers. Ideally, it would not be a big concern for us from the administrative purpose whether the teacher goes on a first half leave or a second half leave, because anyways it is a half day. We are not tracking whether the teacher went on a half day first half or on during the second half. A half day is a half day for us. The reason we have put there is for your convenience. But if you still want some explanation, then again I'll repeat it. If the teacher is absent in the first half or in the morning, you will put as half day first half. Teacher is absent in the afternoon, you will put half day second half. I hope that clarifies. Great. I'll just see if there are any more questions. When will the updated teachers start reflecting on the bot? So the last update that was done, when all of y'all updated the data on the bot, was, I think so, during the first week or the last week of July or the first week of August. Thereafter, we had updated the data on 20th of August. So all the data that you updated last month should be reflected on the bot. Any data that you're updating now will be reflected on the bot most probably after Chaturthi. The reason it takes time is because this is a manual process. You are entering the data for one school, however, the VSK team checks the data for all the schools in Goa, which is 1,500 schools. Once we check the data for all the schools, we will validate those records with the department, and then only we will send it to the team to update. Hence, it takes a bit of time. So again, the file that we have shared today is available until the 31st of August, which means another three, that's tomorrow and day after tomorrow. All right. So please update the details and we'll update it on the bot as soon as possible. So I think so. That's it. There are no more questions from anyone. I would like to add that in addition to these sessions that we're having, the sessions that we're having, all right, today, even on 2nd September, are to provide continuous support to you. All right. In the same line, we have also scheduled sessions on the third Thursday of every month. Sorry, third Friday of every month, if I'm right. uh, every third Friday of the month, there is an open hour session, just like how you have an open day in your school. In the same way, we have an open hour session where I or my team members will be available on Zoom and YouTube. All right. If you have any difficulties throughout the year, right, you can, in relation with the VSK activities or the chatbots, you can join that session. You can ask your question. The moment your question is answered, you can drop off. So it's an open hour session that we have kept. It is going to be on every third Friday of the month, starting from September. In the month of September, the session will happen on the 20th of September, all right, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. All right, the timings of the session will always be the same, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. The day is the third Friday of every month. Any questions that you have, it may be related to anything, maybe Parak, that's the weekly practice bot, maybe attendance, or maybe in the future when more chatbots come, you have any questions or any other questions regarding VSK, all right, you can come on to that session on every third Friday of the month and ask your question. The moment your question is answered, you can leave. Again, these sessions are not mandatory. If you are already aware and you are comfortable using the chatbots, you can skip these sessions. If you're facing any challenges, you can join these sessions. We will be available there on the third Friday of every month for 1 hour to take any queries or answer any challenges you have. In addition to that, you can also write in to us at vskde.goa@gmail.com and we will answer your query. Whenever you're asking a query via email, we recommend or we would like you to mention your name, your school name, and your contact number. The reason we ask for your contact number is because if we are not able to understand your query, we can at least call you up and get more clarification in a query to help you solve it. Additionally, you can also contact me on my number, that's 810-8815-284. I would request you all, if you are contacting us, please contact us during the work timings, that is from 9:30 p.m. sorry 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So there are a couple of more questions. Aisha Pinto has a question. So how to change the attendance if we have marked the teachers present full day and teachers half day? How to rectify the attendance? Aisha, currently the feature isn't available to edit the attendance once you have already marked it. So once you have already marked the attendance, you will not be able to change it. Which is why the attendance bot is available from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4:30 in the evening. So if you are doubtful, you can also mark the attendance before, maybe between the afternoon, right? After your school gets over, maybe at 1 o'clock, you can mark the attendance between 1 to 2 p.m. By then, you should have some clarification of your attendance. Deepak has a question. I'm an in charge teacher. My updation is not done yet. Does my HM need to update you? So, Deepak, if you have already updated the file, then you do not need to do anything more. All right. If you have updated in the previous update, it should have got updated. If it is not, we will work on it. However, to keep a track of your issue, I would request you yourself, Deepak, can send us an email to vskde.goa@gmail.com. Send us your name, your UDICE code, and specify what is the issue, and we will contact you and look into it. How to register using app using computer? Very simple. You just need to open the link. So even if you go on Google, all right, and type in Swift Chat. So I'm going to share my screen and show you. So if I type Swift Chat in the browser, I will automatically, Google will tell me Swift Chat Lite, and you just click on it and it will open. If you're still facing difficulty, my colleague will post the Swift Chat application link in the browser. You can access that. I hope that takes care of all the questions. Again, we will have a repeat session on the 2nd of September. If you have missed anything, there are two options you have. This recording of today's session is available on YouTube. I will post the YouTube link again in the chat once the session ends. All right, you can refer to the recording, or if you still have questions, we're having another session on 2nd of September. You can join that, all right, and ask your questions. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending today. Have a nice day. Goodbye. So my colleague has just informed me he's going to put up the attendance link in the chat. All right, the attendance for today's session. You can click on the Google form link and mark your attendance for today's session. Thank you so much.